Chat, here we go. It's Chronic versus Evoh in the continuation of the Salt Mine 3 finals. We are in the lower bracket now. Chronic and Evoh qualifying to this portion of the bracket by finishing 5 through 8 in points over the course of all 3 events. And now they have one last life left. Oh my goodness. Instantaneous salt as Chronic throws the nice one and Evoh hits him with a what a save. We are 17 seconds into this elimination match. And I have a feeling that it might get a little spicy here. Chronic getting, I guess not rewarded, but relegated to a match against Evoh because he was not able to win the tiebreaker that happened on our channel yesterday. So now he has to face the higher seed. I believe that would make Evoh the 7 seed and Chronic the 6 seed coming into this bracket. Historically, Chronic and Evoh are evenly matched. They have, I think, 3 or 5 wins apiece. I can't remember which one it was. We were looking at Chronic's yesterday. But the point is, this one will also determine who has the all-time win rate. And I tell you what, Evoh has definitely improved that win rate recently because he originally had a tough time taking down Chronic, but finally has begun to do so. Evoh, I don't know when it was, but he recently dropped the O out of his name as he just tries to play with EVH. He's going to take this across his net. I don't think you can flip into that corner boost and survive it. So he probably should have accepted the fact he just wouldn't get the 100. Chronic hits him with the sorry, and Evoh just says, okay. Ka-chow! You love to see everyone using the ka-chow goal explosion. Chronic trying to incorporate some of those zap dashes that were his demise yesterday. Now Evoh into the air dribble. His resets leads into a challenge from Chronic, who will now attack in the air himself. Tried to place it behind Evoh. Great save from Evoh. His defense is much improved. That's been one of the reasons why he has went from being on the outside looking in terms of top North American 1v1ers to now having a nice even record against a guy like Chronic, who has been at the top forever. Chronic's going to give him a nice one for the demo, and it's an okay. Chronic, historically one of the chattier 1v1 players. And I guess you could argue he started all of this by saying nice one when Wavy bumped him out. Oh, sorry, not Wavy, but Evoh bumped him out to the midfield. And was it genuine? We'll never know, because Evoh immediately hit him with what a save to guarantee that it'll be toxic from here on out. As Evoh has a 2-1 lead, Chronic delayed use of the flip. He must have used that at its final moments. Evoh defensively able to make the play. Chronic, that flick lacking a bit of fire that it's going to need if he wants to get past Evoh. So far at the start of today, seems like Evoh just playing at a bit of a higher pace, a bit more ready for today's match. Chronic going to need to wake up if he wants to get going, and one of the ways to do that is a nice dribble from his back corner. Has the reset, drops it down. Evoh, he's just in the right position, and it's not easy to be, especially with the fact that Chronic could be getting those resets, popping the ball away. Sometimes the ball bounces everywhere in the net, is almost threatened, and Evoh finds a way to always be wherever the ball's headed. And now back the other way. He's just barely off target, but will we be rewarded for being close as Chronic ends up pinching the ball against the back wall. I can't see, by the way, who is not skipping the replays. We have a few people here in this lobby, but somebody watched that replay, and maybe it was Evoh just trying to rub it in. Chronic on his kickoff possession leads to a bounce shot high. And now it'll be Evoh. No low 50 available. Delays his flip in order to dodge any physical play from Chronic, but it is still going to be a Chronic possession. This 50 is kept out. Evoh's defense has not allowed Chronic to get into this match at all. Chronic sends one to the back wall. Evoh is going to have to go back to reset on the 100. Is the window open? It is not. Evoh shuts it closed after getting his 100 boost. He's had to use 75 of that just to get this ball down the field, but he's able to make a miraculous save every time. Not demoed as Chronic carries him into the corner. Chronic going top left, and it's his first time scoring while Evoh is there. The previous goal coming as a result of a demo on Evoh. But a spin underneath the ball has the reset. Chronic so good at keeping the ball away when he's playing in the air. Intentionally trying to push this kickoff to the left. Chronic does lose it into his half, but gets first possession as he goes to ceiling heights as a way to try and keep Evoh away, but drops down for the 50. Evoh again making all the right touches when the ball is near the goal line. Air dribble bump, and that is a good way to counteract what Evoh has been trying to do. He's looking to make miracle saves. Well, can he get around Chronic miraculously? Not this time. Chronic hit him with a sorry, but is he really sorry? Chronic wall to air dribble. No, he's not going to take it. What is going on? Somebody check in on Chronic. He does head to the skies shortly after, but instead he plays it from the ground. And it works out even better than his previous dribbles have. That's a great pop there, such a crucial one as he air rolls underneath the ball to continue that play into the opposite side of the nets. 28 seconds. Evoh playing a game that looked like not only was he winning by the scoreline, but winning the mental game big time. And yet here is Chronic clawing all the way back and saying sorry while doing it. Chronic seemingly doesn't want to lose control of this ball, but he got a little bit too tentative with it. Evoh is going to tie it up. He's going to throw it okay. Chronic, he really didn't want to get the ball up, and so he tried to go down to the ground and accidentally got a heavy touch as he landed. And you could see the panic as he dives immediately. He wanted every last moment of this game to be a moment in which he controlled the ball, but he maybe needed to give up on it after that strong touch on the landing. Chronic, though, on 0 seconds. Evoh can't keep it down. Chronic, is there a quick chat available for him? No, it's Evoh with the okay first before the ball even goes in. And then the sorry. What a save. Chronic still going to hit him with the GG. Something tells me we won't get a GG back from Evoh. He says, okay, stop being cringe. You guys didn't get to see. He said, stop being cringe. GG. It was funny at first. That is the salt level we are dealing with. I mean, looking back, Chronic just said, nice one. He may have genuinely meant it. I don't know. But he does say, "Ait." He confirms that he will no longer be cringe. Game number 2. Chronic. Is he going to be even more cringe after Evoh told him to stop being cringe? Something tells me he's going to do whatever he wants. And that might include some quick chats. He gets Evoh to miss. This is certainly not cringe. I do not think that this fake counts as cringe. Evoh soaring underneath the play. Not often in this tournament has it lived up to his name. Not as much as I feel like I remember in the past, with truly the salt being mined. But there's no doubt that early on in this series, we already have some salt. Will we be able to grab some more is the real question. Evoh, his flick over the top of Chronic. Ka-chow meta is definitely alive and well. Certainly a very popular goal explosion is the missiles, though, that Evoh uses, which demo the opponents. That is Also a very tilting goal explosion to play against. Chronic evades the demo as a perfect wall to air dribble setup, but actually, I say it was perfect. Chronic made it look not perfect, as he actually had a tough time getting out to the ball. Evoh has to delay his front flip in order to get the angle. It kind of looks like a shot that a less skilled player would hit, but it's actually exactly what he needed to do. You know what I'm talking about, though, when those low-level players who don't know about diagonal flips just always front flip no matter what. Chronic. Strong first touch. He couldn't get it away back to the ball. He was prioritizing getting Evoh to miss. And this is the reason why, because with Evoh missing, he's now low on boost and seemingly struggling to get back into control, but Chronic couldn't get the ball on top of his car quick enough. Allowed Evoh to close that distance. A demo should be a goal. Evoh's physical play has been a staple in these two games so far. It got in the lead early, and it has him a lead now. Chronic was able to erase it last time. Chronic into the skies. Has the reset. The flick is directly into Evoh. And Evoh recognizes that Chronic took an angle that will never get him back in time. I don't know if Chronic could maybe have recovered straight down the field, but certainly he's not going to get away with picking up the midfield boost like that. And Evoh says, if you aren't in a beeline for the net, I'm easily going to play it past you. Evoh, a kickoff win. Chronic jumping so hard off the ceiling, back down to the ground. Interesting reset from Evoh. Actually backs off the ball. Does keep possession with the use of his flip. Chronic, what a challenge. Took the ball away. Evoh tried his best to land on top of it. Smooth half flip from Chronic to reposition himself to find the shot angle. Evoh is going to be able to scoop this with a backflip off the goal line. Now Chronic again into the air, has a reset. Can he get this in the net? No, he cannot. It's post and out as Evoh will finally be able to get away, although the boost didn't spawn in time for him, so that's going to allow Chronic to stay on ball, but he uses his opportunity by just booming the ball directly at the net. Evoh's able to get the save and take it away. Chronic reads the fake from Evoh on the other side of the field, down 3 still. He found his way back late in last game, and he will start that again. As this flick doubles his scoreline. Just about perfect placement, or might as well say perfect, as it gets crossbar post and drops its way in without needing another touch. Evoh, wonder if he could have canceled that front flip slightly to somehow change his contact point, because that was the reason why he couldn't find any power, but he's able to get his goal quickly anyways, because Chronic dives in thinking he can get a touch, but Evoh plays keep away. Delay kickoff. A decent counter to the wave dash kickoff as Evoh gets sent soaring past the midfield. Oh, Chronic, an immediate touch straight down to the ground. The pinch is strong, but it's away from Evoh and the net. Chronic has a low boost defender to try and work his magic against. Goes across the net again. Evoh has the save. Did he get the counterattack? No, he didn't. It's off the backboard. Oh, but Chronic! He thought he had time. He wants to go next. He's had enough as Evoh recognized that Chronic was going to be greedy. You see players playing this mind game all the time now in ones. The defender does not want to get up and touch it early because getting up to make the save across the net is a very unfavorable position to play from afterwards. They really would much rather have the ball bounce off the backboard. So a lot of times they look to fake that cut across the net, get the defender to leave, and then just actually let the ball bounce out. This is what Chronic was doing, and Evoh makes him pay. Game number 2. It's 1-1. Only pleasant GGs exchanged at the end of game number 2. So we're going to have to find a way to dig through the pleasantries and get back to the salt. Evoh first to score, as he's able to find quite a bit of power off of a fairly tough position. Chronic keeps attacking this far side of the net, and he's been setting up his dribbles pointed there. The problem with going all the way across the net like that is it's not easy to bring it back. The defender has to worry about it a little bit less. You probably want that more centered, at least just slightly more centered, so that the ball with no touch will fall its way into the net. That means that the fake is a bit more threatening. Chronic in a wave dash to shoot this ball at Evoh, who gets the first save and the second. He's handled being forced into net with very little boost well so far, and he's looking to be physical in order to bump Chronic off of his long shot. That was Evoh's only chance at slowing him down. Now a fake challenge results in a hook shot from Chronic and a save from Evoh again. So defense has been the cornerstone here for Evoh. Can you get away with it for that long? When playing a guy like Chronic, he's going to turn and challenge. The ball would not come to the ground fast enough for him. So he was not able to make a play. Evoh infield. Chronic can't recover. A very low-scoring game. It has been favoring Evoh, but it almost feels like it's really just more neutral. 2 goals in a 1v1 game. It happens so quickly. Delay kickoff for Chronic, I believe. Evoh just forcing it directly through. Will to show us the kickoff. Yeah, it was a wave dash kickoff maybe. I think it was supposed to be slightly delayed as well. But he did not get stopped by the ball like he would have liked. Is it Evoh that delayed? Evoh. A 3-0 lead. Shutouts, extremely rare. I would not expect one to be happening here as he leans back into a reset on the ceiling. Chronic will find his offense eventually. The question is when, though, and will it be too late? Evoh. His shot to the back wall. Chronic actually still there, able to control it, and even though he ended that possession, he gave it right back. Chronic turning infield instead of racing directly to the boost. He makes sure to turn to get the demo. The hook shot is a goal, and we knew it wasn't going to be forever that he'd stay scoreless. And it looks like he needs Evoh off the field to score reliably, though. If you're Chronic, the demo game seems to have been working. It might be time to look for more opportunities to throw Evoh off his game. Evoh backflips this in front of the net. Knows there's no way he has a shot attempt, so he just waits to try and take control of Chronic's clear, and he's done just that. Chronic may have gotten a single touch, but there's no question the ball will have to be given back up to Evoh. As now Evoh goes for a short air dribble. The air roll late. Almost got that little bit of extra height that could have surprised Chronic. That is not the touch from Chronic. As he drops the ball right back to Evoh, and it's going to be Evoh 4-1. We didn't get to go back and see Chronic's thought process there. Certainly a big mistake to hand that possession over. Chat, I'm not going to be toxic to them to get the Salt coming back. The Salt will always find a way. It doesn't need any help. You just wait and see. Evoh, strong pop to the ceiling. Protected this ball really well, especially considering he made his hitbox small. He 50'd that with the side of his car instead of the top or bottom. And what's going on here with Evoh? Out of position. Chronic is just going to get a goal. Evoh could not afford to be on the wrong side of the ball. He's just floating above it and then pinches it back towards his own half. Chronic first to the midfield boost. Evoh forced off the ball. Is this Chronic's moment to get back in this game? No, Evoh denies. Could still be a solid possession for Chronic. Evoh's actually able to get boost and head the other way. Intercepted by a pre-jump. And Chronic booms the ball into the corner. No follow-up in sight. Will just be an Evoh possession. Evoh's not rushing either. He knows Chronic has to come in to try and make a play happen. And he baits him in and counters. Evoh, really smart 1v1 play. And Chronic wants to go next. He's had enough. Evoh handling business in game number 3 and has himself one game away from advancing. We're going to run a quick 1-minute ad so it doesn't happen during the next game. Game number 4 is going to be an Octane from Chronic. He has had enough of how this series has been going. And he really couldn't find much of anything in game number 4, so the mental reset for him is going to have to come from the new car. Evoh recently announced to be playing alongside Arsenal and Eris on Dignitas. That is some interesting news about Evoh if you hadn't already heard. Chronic, of course, playing with First Killer and apparently Jack. I'm sure Evoh hoping to have a nice rivalry with Gen G since they're likely to continue the kind of success they've had. Would like to end that. Would also like to end Chronic's chances here in the Salt Mine. 1-0. Evoh back in the lead. Chronic will have to play from behind again as he tries to be patient in his own corner. Did not want to jump into the challenge. Stays grounded. Doesn't matter. Still nowhere near the play. Chronic, low 50. Can he get on the board? Evoh recovers. Oh my goodness. That might have tilted Chronic to the moon if Evoh got that final save. He had the first backflip save, got that save there, and then was not far away from getting one more. But Chronic does muscle his way through eventually. Now low 50 outside the net. Off the kickoff for Chronic. And he has no boost to work with. He'll still get back in time before Evoh's counterattack. Should be able to reset on his corner. It'll be a defensive position for Chronic. Evoh wants to boom it over the top of him. Chronic guiding it to the back wall. Evoh just repeats his shot, and Chronic, what a save. Evoh continues to just pelt Chronic, and he does his best to send it as far away as possible. Now Chronic A flick directly at the back of Evoh. The chip will be a goal. Evoh doesn't know what to do with the ball as it rolls directly into the back of his car. Tries to get his best possible save. But it plays right into Chronic's hands. Hook shots from Evoh. Chronic controls it in the corner. Chronic, the 25 boost, who's hoping for a boost spawn that never came. Now Evoh, his long shots. It's controlled on the back wall. Evoh, a little camera check to see what he's dealing with in terms of Chronic trying to take the ball away from him. He does get the midfield boost and recovers for a save. Such a low-scoring affair between these two. Not necessarily what we would have expected. Chronic has stolen this one. Has a reset on the ceiling. Can he get a shot before an Evoh recovery? He can. The way Evoh's been playing defensively, I thought there was some miracle recovery that could happen. But Evoh, truly no way around. Ball into the back corner. Chronic going to carry it away from Evoh and into the classic wall to air dribble all the way from the back corner. Chronic able to get a double that allows him to steal the boost and follow it up for a goal. He was never going to be able to score that angle from the air, but Evoh, who had boost to work with, found himself out of position deep in that corner. Evoh places a testing shot top left. A fake, and Chronic doesn't fall for it. You could see Evoh full committing to that fake from his perspective. Wow. Actually a really quick play from Chronic to get the angle in the corner, but Evoh got back to it. The backflip challenge will be a goal. Chronic's playing it slow, and the next from Evoh. We got ourselves a game 5. Chronic finding success in the Octane, and it all comes down to one last game. X-Perky, thank you for the tier 1. Scoppy, thanks for the prime. Game number 5. Chronic and Evoh. Chronic sticking in the Octane. Evoh's been in the same Fennec the whole way. Matches often are played all the way through, and only in the final moments do players start to get salty. This one has been playing the opposite way. Immediate salt, 6 seconds into the game. But it seems like the salt was reserved for only game number 1. Evoh. Oh my goodness. Dazarin. You might be wondering, since we don't have any alerts on, why I'm talking about Dazarin. He's not in the game, but he just dropped 20 subs for the chat. Huge support from Dazarin. A big Dazarin W per usual. And Evoh, one step closer to getting his W in this match. This is the final life in all of Salt Mine for both these players. Win this game, or your Salt Mine run ends here. And you do not want to end anywhere low in the bracket when it comes to double money playoff. Sure, you're going to walk away with, I think, maybe even like $1,000, and that's not a bad paycheck. But there's a lot of money to be made here in these final playoffs, as Evoh looks to slow down and make sure he connects on his bump. A lot of people would consider it cringe. Evoh will wipe his tears with the cash he's going to make from making those kind of plays. Chronic front flip, interesting carry. He uses his flip as he cancels the tail end of it to kind of control the ball and dribble it with the back end of his car. Not something you see very often, but Evoh does what he's been doing when he's been winning games, which is making miracle saves. But he can't keep this one out forever. Chronic on the first touch sends it right back off of Evoh's backflip save. Chronic taking this ball away from Evoh and slowly walking it to his net. Not planning on own goaling. What a read. Evoh thought he could surprise Chronic by diving in, as Chronic was a bit slow to collect the dribble in the corner. Maybe thought that there was a way he could arrive there quick enough. Evoh chip up into the air. Chronic with 0 boosts. Evoh wants an air dribble bump, and it's going to work. Chronic reacting to it late. Thought he could sneak underneath it, but does not. Even though he doesn't get demoed on the bump, that goal explosion will catch him on the tail end. Evoh with control of the ball. Chronic backed off. Gets the 50 to fall just short of allowing Chronic to get an open net. Now Evoh with boost advantage. Chronic has some to work with though. You see him speed to the ball, but immediately turn off, air roll, and get a soft touch. He's speeding in order to show that he will beat Evoh if Evoh were to turn. But he doesn't want to actually hand the ball over to him. It's just going to be a 50 protection. I barely want to call this a fake. I feel like this is more Evoh preparing for the challenge and just doing his best to try and stop the ball if it does get connected with. Chronic got a bit ahead of himself on the air dribble, maybe expecting a harder touch, so the fake probably happened a little bit earlier. But around the time he went flying past the ball, that was just Evoh expecting connection. Evoh, interesting pre-flip. Did he get a reset off that? I'm not sure. I think you still have to just get up from turtle anyways. He has a 2-goal lead. As Chronic, what a great recovery. He has to dodge Evoh, and does dodge him at first. Evoh undercuts him on the landing. Chronic forcing Evoh into net. Grab a boost steal. Has to recover a 180 as Evoh gives him the ball and just flicks right over the top of him. Evoh has been so pure defensively the whole series, and here he is doing a bit of panicking, I would say, as he gives Chronic possession. He's going to drop a nice shot. These guys, it just, because it started with so much salt, it just feels like it's all fake. But hey, maybe these guys legitimately complimenting each other now. Chronic dropping a whoops. Did not like how strong of a touch he took that just gave possession away. Evoh is going to delay the shot a little bit. Now has a 5-3 lead. A minute 22, more than enough time. Will Evoh start to play more defensively on his kickoffs? It's a wave dash hug kickoff. You love to see it. Surely there must not be any salt anymore if they're doing that. Evoh air dribble. He's trying to play the 50. Chronic definitely wins out in that facet, able to pick up mid and corner boost. Evoh still has strong touches to be made on the ball, but he has no boost left over. Chronic, that 50 win will result in him having an open net. And now 52 seconds to make up the final goal. Are we on track for Game 5 overtime? Or will one of these two be able to clutch it out before 0 seconds? Chronic has been front flipping on those perfectly straight kickoffs. Trying to pre-flip into the corner to both clear the ball and get the boost. He manages to do both. Evoh gets some boost of his own at the midfield. Chronic's first flick is weak, and he does not get the follow-up touch. So now it's Evoh in control of possession, and he is absolutely going to play it. According to the scoreline, he has a 1-goal lead. He doesn't seem to be interested in attacking. He is just trying to control the ball. Doesn't even look at Chronic's nets. And Chronic actually chased him off of control. So it's a good play by Chronic, playing ahead of the play. Now he has a possession to end the game. It's going to be an air dribble bump. It's not connected. Evoh gets up over the top. Chronic trying to recover for the demo. Cannot get underneath the ball. He is under it for a second, but it will hit the ground. And Evoh in Game 5 holds on to his late lead and advances in the salt mine.